Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping have reaffirmed that Beijing and Moscow are each other's quote-unquote priority partners. China and Russia declared a no-limits partnership in February of 2022. This is when Putin visited Beijing just days before he sent tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine, triggering the deadliest land war in Europe since World War II. Now, the leaders also lashed out at Washington. Xi and Putin blamed the US for everything from extending nuclear deterrence with allies, including Australia, to developing high-precision non-nuclear weapons for potential decapitation strikes. Their statement also spoke of concerns around what they say are US efforts to violate the strategic nuclear balance, global US missile defenses that threaten Russia and China, and the US plans for high-precision non-nuclear weapons. President Xi and Putin's Beijing meeting comes just days after Russia opened a new front in Ukraine with its troops advancing in the northeastern region of Kharkiv. Xi said both he and Putin had agreed that a political settlement to the Ukraine crisis was the right direction. In a joint statement, they added that both countries were opposed to a drawn-out conflict in the country.
We are grateful to Chinese friends and colleagues for the initiatives they put forward to solve this problem.
And Putin's schedule also included a gala celebration marking 75 years since the Soviet Union recognized the People's Republic of China, and a tea ceremony. The meeting is being seen as a clear snub to Washington, who sent U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken to China last month. While speaking at the opening ceremony of the Russia-China Year of Culture, Putin said he felt so comfortable in China that he forgot to pause for the translator.
I feel very much at home, therefore decided that everyone speaks Russian here. We will continue to act in unison for the successful development of the two countries, the prosperity of the two peoples, to increase the authority and influence of Russia and China in the world.
Meanwhile, the U.S. has hit back. The State Department deputy spokesperson told a daily news briefing that China cannot have its cake and eat it too in backing Moscow. He added that U.S. finds China's essential reconstitution of Russia's defense industrial base deeply problematic and will take appropriate action on the issue when necessary.
We also believe that the People's Republic of China's essential reconstitution of Russia's defense industrial base is deeply problematic, and we will monitor this space closely and take appropriate actions independently through other multilateral fora should we need it.
All right, for more on this, we're now being joined by Adrian Geiges, who is a German book writer and journalist who joins us live from Hamburg. And Adrian Geiges, thanks very much indeed for talking to us this afternoon. Now, what do you make of the comment where, both sides said there should be a political resolution to the Ukraine war and the joint statement by the two leaders in China?
I mean, this joint statement is very interesting. It's a very long statement, but you can summarize it in one sentence. We agree about everything. As you mentioned already, they agree that they are together against the United States. They agree on Taiwan, on North Korea, even on the monuments for the Second World War, everything. And yes, you're right, very much on the Ukraine, because, I mean, they say, yeah, they want a political solution, but a political solution is, of course, meant in the sense of Russia, so for Russia to get additional territory. They blame the United States for the war in the Ukraine. So Russia is the aggressor, and basically the statement says China is on the side of Russia.
Mm-hmm. And there was, of course, a lot of bonhomie at display during this visit. What did Putin really gain from visiting China and the resolutions that were discussed between the two sides and the agreements that were made?
I mean, many things seem to be symbolic, like the big red carpet and so on. But what Putin gained was the full support of China. So he depends on China economically. He needs Chinese dual-use products for his weapon industry. And Xi Jinping made very clear, in spite of the demands of, like, shortly Macron, French President Macron, when he visited France and so on, to stop this war or to try to have influence on Xi Jinping. But Xi Jinping made very clear he is on the side of Russia. They will continue to support Russia economically, and they will continue to support Russia in the United Nations and other councils in their stance on the Ukraine.
And how does that support really impact the war in Ukraine? The US has today said that, China can't have its cake and eat it too, and can't go both ways, saying that there should be peace in the region, but also supporting Russia and its cause as far as the war is concerned in Ukraine.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, that's right for the United States and even more for us here in Europe, because, I mean, this war is very close to us. It brings big costs for countries like Germany, the support with weapons for the Ukraine, the refugees from Ukraine who are here. And China, on the one hand, wants good economic relations to Europe and the United States, but on the other hand, in fact, supports this war in the Ukraine, Russia's aggression. I mean, they claim they are neutral, but as these friendly meetings of Putin and Xi Jinping showed again, they are on the side of Russia. And as the Americans said, they cannot have both. They cannot have the good relations to the democratic countries, to the free world, and on the other hand, be so close together with Russia.
Right. Adrian Gegas, thanks very much indeed for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this visit by the Russian president to China. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.